We do try to do everything we can to be as safe as we can. We do training with our employees now. And that's my biggest thing. I was a cop for many years and in the military, and when I was in leadership positions there, it was always, how am I going to get my officer home? How am I going to get my soldier home? And I never thought in the civilian world I would have a job where, how am I going to get my guys home or my gals home? But in the cattle side, it is a dangerous job, and I do everything I can to make sure we're doing what we can to be the safest we can.
Right.
Updating the way we may run cattle or move them to be safer. If it's installing a mirror in a corner so we can see around a corner that we may not be able. But again, just like the flea market side, where my vendors are my number one priority, on my market side, those cattle are my number one priority, but so are my men and women that work for me.
Right. And it gets kind of, it's murky water when it comes to livestock anyways, because a lot of people, I brought up the misconception of different things, and there's a big misconception with the way livestock is treated. I don't know anybody in this county that mistreats their animals.
No.
It's not something that's on, shall I say, normality, and it's not something that we see all the time. There are times where you have to do things that you don't like. If a cow gets out, you've had cattle get out. That's part of it.
Yeah.
And that's why people go, I wonder why they have gates around that place. Well, have you ever chased a steer or a cow or a bull on foot? It's not very fun. And of course, you got a major highway out here. You got to be protective of people.
Yeah.
There's, a cow versus a car is not going to be a good sight. But I think a lot of people, I always say, I've heard this term before, and I always like to say it, is people don't care how the sausage is made. They just want to see, they want to eat the sausage.
Yeah.
They want to see the finished product. They don't care how it gets made. They don't want to see all that. They just want to see. So, but going back to that, if there's a great side to it, why not show it? Why not show? Because it's getting better with people. They're showing how to load cattle in a stress-free zone, and but it's no different from, even if you went to SeaWorld, and they go, well, the animals are just not cooperating today. They're not mistreating those animals. They're just not wanting to cooperate.
Yeah.
Same thing with cattle. It's the same thing. They have a mind of their own. I always like to say it's like chasing a mine.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what they're going to do,
yeah.
and they're not going to. They're not going to let you know. But it's very beneficial. Everybody wants that steak or that hamburger.